Here we are again, back at the Coliseum. You know, the event hasn't even started yet. You know, we're in the halls chilling. You know what I'm saying? Hearing some rumors about somebody having a ego trip or ego trip of a lift that went wrong. Glory to God, Jesus Christ. You know, John 3:36 forever. Let's see what the heck happened. What happened? We see here it says 17-year-old ego lifting tragedy. I wonder what happened here. What the heck happened? It doesn't sound good. That's all I can say. It does not sound good. That's what you start off light. You start off light. I ain't no expert in this, but I've been hearing for many years. You start off light. You work your way up slowly. You know, different people have different levels of strength. Some people may start off with 20-pound dumbbell. Somebody might need to start off with 10. It's all good as long as you're in there doing what you need to do responsibly, so that you can prevent injury.
She's no longer with us due to ego lifting in the gym.
Oh, so it's worse than I thought. No wonder it said tragedy. You can never take that word lightly. Not that word.
She puts her foot off of the mat and immediately she's starting to lose balance. Her head
Yeah, that didn't look good.
Comes down so far that upon going off of the top of her head bounces back and hits the spotter in the face.
What? Oh my goodness. It's been many years since I even, looked into bodybuilding, YouTube or whatnot. Closest thing to it that I be watching still, which I just got back into, is Strength Wars. Because they do be having bodybuilders on there as well as strong men and power lifters, power builders. I don't know if they have any calisthenics guys on there. I don't really know.
Coach Greg, in today's video, it's very sad news in the powerlifting world. A champion...
Oh, so she was a power lifter. So she was strong than a mug.
Powerlifter, a teenager, female. She's only 17 years of age. She's no longer with us due to ego lifting in the gym. Now, this woman, she's very strong. She's only 17.
In that picture, though, she looked like a normal woman. But she was abnormal when it comes to that strength.
Her raw max squat, 160 kilograms. That's over 350 pounds. And her equipped max with squats, suits, knee wraps, and so on, it's 240 kilograms, which is 529 pounds.
Damn.
And so that is a lot of weight. But for some reason, her coach, whoever, decides it's a great idea to try to squat 600. Now,
they're trying to take it to the next level, man. You can't do that, man. They're trying to increase it by 100 pounds. Bro, 10 pounds of an increase is already a lot. It may not sound like it, but it's a lot. Say your max is 200. Somebody, while you're doing it, they just add on 5 pounds on each side. That's going to squash you. Especially if you're already tired. It's going to squash you. That extra 10 pounds is going to squash you. You might get hurt. Matter of fact, you're going to get hurt.
Now, she has no business going for this weight. But, hey, perhaps they're trying for a 1-rep max, trying to PR in the gym, doing quarter squats and so on. But when you're going for this kind of weight, you need to have the proper spotting equipment. And no, a coach standing behind you to help hold up the bar, when it's 600 pounds, it's not going to be enough. I don't care if it's the world's strongest.
Man, they should have used the Smith machine. They should have probably been more safe.
This man, Mitchell Hooper,
but maybe that was the Smith machine.
Could be Thor. This is not going to be enough. And so there were so many things that took place that are wrong that I want to highlight these things, to point them out so that you never make the same mistake. The first thing I want you to notice, she's standing on a bunch of mats, perhaps 2 inches off the ground. The reason for this is because the squat rack was was set too high. And so if you're working in with a partner who's taller than you and you can't reach it, don't place mats on your feet in order to get the bar out of the rack. Tell them, look, I'm a short.
That's like trying to lift weights on a bed. When you fall, you gonna get hurt.
King. You have every benefit in life. You're taller than me. On this day, we're going to go with my height. You can bend down a little bit, bend your knees, and unrack it like that. And so the reason she's doing this is because she's not tall enough to unrack the weight. You really think she's going to take 600 pounds on her tippy toes and unrack the weight like that? And even still, notice the placement of the bar. She's squatting high bar. It's really high up on her neck. Much less stability. When I squat low bar. I place the bar below my neck, more along the sides in the back of my body.
Yeah, you got to put it on your trapezius, you know, because it's on the back of your neck. It's going to squash you.
Something were to go wrong, I can simply drop the weight behind me.
Yeah.
In this freak accident, the weight is so far up on her neck that if the weight begins to move forward, it's going to push forward on her neck. Next, the spotter never holds a person like this. What kind of spotting is that? He really can't do anything but perhaps massage her shoulders. This is not going to help lift the weight off the rack. He's not going to be able to help her body if the weight comes forward. He's not going to be able to do anything. And if you need to spot someone that carefully, you have no business doing that weight in the first place. And so you can see she's got the proper squat suit on. She's got her knee wraps on. She's got squat shoes. She's fully equipped to go for this lift. But she's standing on a bunch of loose mats. She can't see her foot placement. And so she unracks the weight, just barely getting it off the pegs. Notice people on the sides. They're there to help spot and so on. There's a large crowd gathering, perhaps cheering her on. And so she begins to walk slowly backwards in order to get set for this weight. She puts her foot off of the mat and immediately she's starting to lose balance. Think of it. It's 600 pounds and she's walking down and backwards. Imagine walking backwards down some steps with a weight on your back. How hard would...
You just know that went left. You just know it did. Oh my goodness, bro. He need to lose his license. Okay. As a professional trainer or whatever the heck he is.
That be? It's hard enough to lift that much weight and walk back even when the ground is level. Having to navigate mats that are placed above her so that she can unrack the weight. This was a disaster waiting to happen. She then moves her other foot back, but her foot doesn't completely get past those mats. Part of her foot is on the edge of the mat, and so her ankle, it starts to roll backwards. I personally have done thousands of squats in the gym, and I have in fact rolled...
Oh my goodness. You just know her freaking ankle snapped, bro. Who idea was this? No, I'm not even a professional at all. And no way would I would have thought of that. Oh, dude, just do it on some mats. What the fake? I'd have just told her right away. I'm like, look, man, you just too short. You know, you just gotta find a shorter rack. You're too short. You're too short, mommy. You're too short.
My ankle one time. I had about 550 pounds, similar weight to this, on a level playing field, and I walked back. My ankle rolled, twisted my ankle. But do you know what the difference was? I had safety bars in place. I was doing the squat in a squat rack. And so when I lost my balance, I fell forward, but the safety racks, it caught the weights. Now,
All right, so listen up. State Farm.
So damn, they wasn't even doing it on a proper squat rack.
Was trying to charge me $197 for car insurance. No, thank you. I got a friend who told me about this website, and now I'm spending $58 a month. Full coverage. That's saving $139. It's amazing.
That's pretty good. That's pretty good. Yeah, that is amazing.
Basic
the bar slightly dented the safety racks. There was perhaps a little bit of a dent in the bar. But do you know what? Aside from having a twisted ankle, I was 100% fine.
Yeah.
If I had no safety bar in place, imagine what could have happened. The weight would have come crushing down on me, 550 pounds. Yeah. The most important thing is safety first. She is squatting outside of a safety rack. There's a bar in place to catch.
I didn't even realize that. That's a good point. I thought she was at a squat rack, but nah, it don't look like it.
The weight, but it's only about this long. There's no way that is safe enough. Anyone unracking a weight is going to walk behind the bar. When you squat, no one squats that close to the rack.
I see why cats that be locked up, they lift a lot of lighter weight. They're capable of lifting very heavy, but they go for a lighter weight and more reps. You know what I'm saying? Because I can still build muscle. Yeah, remember, hey, she a power lifter. Power lifter, they don't lift very light. That's not what they do. But damn, man, I wish it had never went down like this. I wish they would have actually used a squat rack like my man here said. But they didn't.
It's just not something that you do. And so this is not safe. It would be analogous to being a race car driver, going in a race car and not wearing your seatbelt. Would you ever do it?
Nope.
Of course not. What if your coach said, no, you don't need your seatbelt. You're just going to race at 300 miles an hour. You wouldn't do it.
Nah.
Her ankle, it begins to twist.
Oh,
she
my
starts
goodness,
to lose
bro.
her balance. And at this point, the back spotter is unable to stop 600 pounds from leaning down on her neck. Did you really think he could do that? Shrug 600 pounds and catch it? If he were the strongest man in the world, he still couldn't do it. If the weight were perhaps 125 pounds, it wouldn't be a problem. He would hold like this. She could fall, he would hold the weight.
Yeah.
His anterior delts, his shoulders would be plenty strong enough to do this. But with 600 pounds,
600.
it's not possible. Her ankle continues to roll. She begins to lean backwards. The weight is in front, and it gradually pushes pressure on her neck. It's 600 pounds.
Oh, my goodness.
Who do you think is going to win? 600 pounds versus a 17-year-old female's neck. She had no chance.
What? No chance, man. Damn. No matter how much neck training you do. Because, you know, the neck is way weaker than, like, the other muscles. You know what I'm saying? Shoot, most people probably can't even lift 20 pounds with their neck. You know what I'm saying? You got to train neck lightly. You have no choice. You know what I'm saying? Same thing with biceps. You can't train that with too much weight. The muscle just ain't big enough. With quads, that's different. Your quads just built different. You know what I'm saying? Your quads, your latissimus dorsi, they built different. They're bigger muscle groups. Same with shoulders. But biceps, too little. Neck, too little. Calves, you might be able to do something with some calves. But I'm sure you're not going to calf raise no 600. Hell no.
Instantly.
Hell no.
She's no longer with us. It's a gruesome, devastating accident that should never have happened. What can you learn from this? Well, the first thing is always, and I mean always, have a proper spotting system in place.
Yeah.
That is a squat rack. Some gyms don't have a squat rack. And so what do? Well, you don't lift maximum weight.
Exactly.
You don't go for a 1 rep max. It's simply not safe enough. The risk of injury, it's way too far. The next thing you do, you never unrack a weight with a lift and walk back when the floor is uneven. It's ridiculous. You should never do it. Many people are going to blame the spotters, but in this situation, the spotter could have done nothing. The best spotter in the world, I don't think, could have prevented this. If you're lifting weights, you lift weights at your own risk. I strongly recommend that you don't go for 1 rep PRs in the gym all the time. It's ego lifting. Even if you're a power lifter, this is still ego lifting. The weight is so heavy. And when
that's what I said earlier, man. The prisoners, they be buff as heck. And a lot of the times, they don't freaking lift a bunch of weight. They do a bunch of reps. I mean, that's what I've heard. I heard they do a bunch of reps. They put reps over weight. They make sure that the weight is heavy enough, but they do more reps than anything. Imagine being injured in prison, right? You're a target. That's what you are. So they're going to do the best they can do to not get themselves injured.
Squat suits, knee wraps, and so on, you can lift far more weight than you ever thought possible. And so the rest of the body, it's not really made for it. So this can not only happen in the squats, could also happen in the bench press. If you're wearing elbow sleeves, for example, and slingshot wraps, I've seen people lifting, for example, 700 pounds on the bench press for reps.
Tripping.
What happens if it rips? What happens if you get out of its groove? You're bench pressing 700 pounds and you don't have the safety rack in place. Do you really want to trust your spotter to catch 700 pounds before it lands on your neck?
And if they try it, both their wrists broke. They're going to break both their wrists in half. And they're going to fly forward and fall on top of you at the same time. So now it's the weight's weight and your spotter's weight on top of you. And what if your spotter weighs 300 in muscle? And you bench press at 400. 700 then fell on you. To the ER you go.
Picture it. You're pressing 700 pounds. Rep number 2, you lose the groove, and it comes down like this. In the past, at Canadian Powerlifting Nationals, they've dropped weights on people's face. They've lost their teeth.
Ooh.
But at least they never lost their life. Guys, let's stop this. If
Look
you
at
are
this.
powerlifting with squat suits and so on, you
Why he
know
got that
you're
underneath
lifting
him?
that much of a heavier weight, and so you're that much at greater risk of getting injured. Please be careful.
At least he got the bars on each side. Like, see right here? Bars on each side. So that jump fall is going to fall on that instead of him. So he's still somewhat safe. But I never seen that before. My man put some plates on top of a plyo box. Oh, what the heck?
Proper safety equipment, and spotters are not enough. They can't catch the weights. I've seen many accidents as of late. For example, people doing the bench press getting pinned on the weight and fighting for their life to get out of it. We need to use proper safety measures in the gym. If you're looking for a safe and effective training system in the gym, I do offer free diet and training programs. I don't want to see anyone get hurt, and I want it to be available for everyone.
Hey, what is an idiot moron, bruh?
And so if you have no money, click the link in the description. Head to my website.
Shameless plug, baby.
Diet and training program. Remember, it's free. Going to help you to lose weight, keep it off for the rest of your life, give you a proper training program so that you don't do things like this in the gym.
Shameless plug, baby. Shameless plug. You better listen to him. He's a professional. You better not listen to me. You better listen to him. But yeah, man, that's the end of that video, man. Y'all tell me what y'all think about that. That's sad. It reminds me of that other video of that other girl years ago. I know y'all seen that one. When she got freaking smushed. You know what I'm saying? Because the weight came down and smashed her and back of her neck. But with this video, we don't really see anything too graphic. Thank God. But the video I'm talking about years ago, it might still be on YouTube. It was a puddle of her, what do you call it? Adrenaline? I keep getting that word wrong. You know the freaking red liquid stuff that comes out of you. There's a bunch of that. A puddle of that on the floor. In the other video. Not this video we just seen, but on another video I'm talking about years ago. This other lady, she was trying to ego lift. She wasn't even as close as strong as this girl we just seen. She trying to ego lift. I don't know why she was trying to do that. She fell face forward. And it snapped the back of her neck, and you know, it was a puddle of that adrenochrome. Or I don't know the freaking word. I don't use it every day in my vocabulary, okay? So don't hold that against me. Don't hold it against me. But I'll leave y'all with some verses. And then I'll be out. We got one right here, Proverbs 11:12. 11:2. NIV version. It says, when pride comes, then comes disgrace, but with humility comes wisdom. As y'all can see, that wasn't very wise. Not at all. That's what my man called it, ego lifting. And that's what it is. Me, I call it prideful lifting, which is the same thing. That's the lift of pride right there. On another level. In the red left. There's another verse that says, before pride, then comes the fall. Something like that. I forget which one that was. Let's scroll down. Okay, this one said Colossians 3:12 NIV. Therefore, as God's chosen people, holy and dearly loved, clothe yourself with compassion, kindness, humility, gentleness, and patience. She probably had all that except for this word here. You gotta be patient when it comes to this thing, man. She probably was like, oh man, I can't wait to hit that next PR. I can't wait to take it up a notch. To step it up. Like Yamcha said. Step it up. She wanted to step it up. And I guess she got a lot of people in her head, in her ear, saying, you can do it. You can do it. Bunch of freaking yes men and yes women surrounding her. You know what I'm saying? Because she's their champion. She's the champ. So, it happens. It happens with athletes. They have a bunch of yes men around them, which end up causes them to lose whatever competition that they take part in. It could be a boxer experiencing his first loss because he had too many yes men around him saying, oh yeah, you should party. You trained enough. You should party and all that stuff. We came to party. You know, and then you learn the hard way. I should have never partied that hard. Damn. That right hand felt like a hangover. Where am I? Wait, how did I get in the ring? So patience is good, man. No gentleness, humility, kindness, compassion, all that. But you gotta have patience, man. You gotta have patience. You can't rush this thing. Otherwise, you rushing to your end. And that's what happened here. I'll leave y'all with John 3:36. You know, for those who obey the Son, have everlasting life. Those who disobey the Son will not have eternal life, but the Father's wrath continuously. I know y'all heard that one, man. I say that all the time. And then, of course, you got that John 14:6. You know, that the Lord is the truth, the way, and the life, and the only way to the Father. You know what I'm saying? But may peace be upon y'all and blessings. Sad, sad story. Sad, sad story.